Hello, hello. I hope you are doing very, very well today. Well, today I'm going to talk about struggles, expectations, frustration. So, what are your struggles? What are you struggling with right now? Do you deeply feel that everything is aligned? Are you happy with the life you are experiencing? Are you ready for more, for change, for expansion? Where are you living? Who do you hang out with? What do you do normally? What is the amount of time you create a space for your mind, for your body, and your soul? If you had to rate from 0 to 10, what would be the rate of your life right now? And what makes that number be the exact number you think is the measurement of your life? So all these questions, they are very common and human. So let's try to explain this in a way that you can digest it. First, personalities. What I am, what I think I am, how I define myself. Paying attention, we will see that sometimes we define ourselves from the past. We don't describe what we are from the present. It is a mixture of what we think, past experiences, fears, barriers. So personality is absolutely one channel of struggle. Second channel where struggle comes into our lives most of the time is frustration. Frustration can be a sign of attention, of calling, of just the absence of love for yourself. You can be frustrated because of your job, your families, your surroundings. Even you feel guilt. You feel the guilt of something in the past. Or you might have some regrets. But you forget the whole picture, which is the never ending life of possibilities. Another channel of struggle is the absence of love. I always emphasize in this point because it's very simple, yet we overlook it, we ignore it. Love can be just giving yourself a nice walk in the nature, just giving yourself a deep bath where you feel the water, you feel your breathing, you feel the calm, and you are grateful to have a space where you can enjoy your essence and your energy. A simple fact of getting into a bar or restaurant, wherever, and having a piece of something that you like, sweet, cake, whatever it is, but eating it slowly, calmly, aligning yourself with the taste and the present of what you are doing. So these small tiny habits can be very useful to remind us the essence of love. Love is in everywhere. So when you give yourself every single day a small tiny space of something that will nourish your spirit, you are loving yourself. And of course, you will decrease the level of struggle. Now, what happens with the personality? Personality is something that comes from when we were, as soon as we have the memories. But I always try to remind you that it is not what happens to you. It is the image, the conclusion, the resuming of that event that happens to you, how you keep it to yourself. So let's say there is something when you were younger that is still there. The way you keep that thing, the way you analyze it, if that is the point where your personality is justified, then we have to go to the exact point and change the way we want to see it. For example, I didn't have love in my family. Nobody took care of me. I was always the last option. I've always been cheated. I've always been alone. I've done everything by my own. That's from that point you create a personality. And from there you will relate your life to every single point from that stage. So if I ask you, oh wow, how is it that this is like this? I've always done it like this. This came from that point. This came from the moment I didn't have love. So the point to reflect here is sometimes we justify the present state with the past, and it's the way to say I'm like this because of what happens in my past. And we are struggling because we are still holding the grip, the weight of that past. So what is the antidote, or let's say the way we can reframe this and give it a different context? This is where we open ourselves to somebody we trust fully, and we share those conversations just with the intention to understand that is a story. Everything that has a past becomes a story. It is not your reality. It is not what can define you as special, as extensive, as great as you are. So to reduce your struggles, we will watch what we think is our personality and where is the root of the explanation of that personality. That's the exact point to start. So if you think you are selfish, let's go to the point, the first point in the past that was the turning point, that was the changing where you selected to be selfish as a way of protecting yourself. Then we will bring that to the surface, having a conversation with somebody that you trust. Without judgment, you will be able to see that, oh wow, the only thing that's happening here is I am attached to a story. And from that story, I'm defining myself. Which that self is not real. It is a persona that you create. So the solution here is waiting for you to use it. You are not the persona. You are evolving, you are changing. You have the power of choice and election to define and design your life. It's never too late. Now we need the pills of love. We need the pills of compassion. We need the ingredients of forgiving whatever happens in that story, so we can lose the grip and we can allow it to flow as the rhythm of the law of the universe of life. You will never miss a rain that has passed. You will never miss a day that has passed. If you are attached to the story, then yes, you struggle and you suffer. This is when people say, 10 years ago this was nice. They are still holding on to that experience. They are finding the actuality with that experience. Therefore, frustration is granted. Now, the second thing and the second important point here, this is especially for men. This point is for men. We are not what the world expects from us. Many men struggle because we think that our value is defined or expressed on what the world expects from us. For example, if I'm a father, the world is expecting from me to provide my kids, to take care of my kids. But that's not me as a father. You as a father, a beautiful way and a healthy way to see it is that you are kind of a house of love and protection for those kids. But you are one of them. You are already a kid. You are still a kid. You are still an adult. You are still a spirit that needs to take care of himself. So if you just focus on what the society expects from you as a man, you will silence the volume of your struggles. You will lower the voice of your inner callings. You will slow down the part of your evolution and your purpose and your destiny, because we men, we have something intrinsic. We want legacy, we want history, we want to advance, we want to create. That is innate in the human nature. But as men, our purpose is especially not to stop. We don't have a final stop. The only stop, or the only thing where we have to be always, is in the heart. It's in our soul, in our inner home, in the vast field of consciousness. So as a man, I will invite you to slow down and to bring that balance, which is, okay, this is what the world is expecting from me, but this is my direction. As a man, you have to stop and repair. You have to stop and recharge. And if you have to cry, brother, just feel the emotion expressing himself. Crying is not something that is weak. Crying is an expression of your soul. You can be crying because you're excited, emotional. We men, we commit it's just a mistake to think that we just have to keep going on. Yes, you have to keep going on, but in one single direction that will bring the rest. Go back to your home, to your inner house, to your loving state, to your value as a masculine energy. Purpose, direction, clarity. The rest will come from you. If your wife, your kids, they can see somebody that has a direction in life, they will follow you. They will follow you. Our kids, they need to see us as humble as we are and express ourselves. Because if you think I'm not going to do this in front of my kids, they will feel it anyway, because we are all energies. You think about someone and he calls you. He has felt your energy. The kids are very sensitive. Your wife, your girlfriend, your mother, women are very sensitive. We are all connected. On the surface, what changes is the form. I'm a man, you might be a woman listening now, but the essence is just one. We are the same, and it's an energy of love. So I hope this video serves you. I hope remembering that your persona might be a story to bring to the surface and study with love and calm, and in a space with someone where you can share without judgment, just observing. Giving yourself pieces of love daily, nourishing your body, your spirit, your mind. Check in with yourself every day as much as you can. Then tweaking that mentality of I am a man and I have to go to these expectations. Outside there is nothing that will fulfill your heart rather than your inner direction, your inner home, your love. Aligning yourself with the Creator, with the universe, with the divine source, whatever name you want to give it. The only mission in life and the starting point forever is there. Okay? Take very good care. Don't be shy to share your emotions and share it with presence, because you will be free. The ego will look to you and say, this is weakness. You are not a man. You have to continue. But the spirit, the instant feeling of freedom and peace and lightness will be your proof. Take very good care. I hope you enjoyed this video.